Hi everyone! If you're new here, hi, my name is Mel, and on my channel we discuss everything to do with makeup, skincare, and sometimes a little bit of style for the over 50 woman. So I am really excited to be doing this video because there's a couple of products that I've been waiting to try out, had them kind of sitting in my stash. One of them was one of those viral TikTok type of products, so I'm super excited to try that out. I did a side-by-side comparison on one of the products, and I'm going to say I found a pretty good dupe, and I can tell some of these products are going to be a new favorite. So if you're curious to see what products I've been using, let's get into it. It honestly feels like it's like been forever since I've sat down and done a makeup tutorial. I had a bunch of stuff that was pre-recorded, and I also was away for a weekend. I had to go to my father's memorial service. He passed away in November of 2020, but with all of the travel restrictions, because he actually passed away in Australia, that's where he would go through the winter months. And it just has taken so long for people to be able to travel here to Canada and like a family and that sort of thing. So we finally had that a couple of weekends ago. So that's why I kind of missed you'll notice I missed a weekend, and that was why I was back and taking part in the memorial service for my dad. So that's where I was. So let's get into this. We are going to do a little bit of, there's some drugstore, there is some like higher end products. A couple of the products were sent in PR. I will let you know that, which ones they are. But as always, even stuff that is sent to me in PR, I will always give you my 100% honest opinion on it. That's probably why sometimes I don't get sent a lot of PR. Maybe that's why, because I give you my honest opinion. So the first thing I went in with, actually, I just wanted a little bit of hydration on my lips. So I went in with this e.l.f. This is a Ride or Die lip balm. So it comes like as a little squeezy tube, and then the top, I thought it was going to be more of like have more of a lip type product on the top, like an applicator. But this is just like a tube. Just put a little bit on my finger and then put it on my lips. I do use this like morning and night. It's very good for that. This one is like a minty kind of flavor on your lips. So we've got that going. So this product I am super excited to try out. I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for this to come into Canada, and it finally did. It's the e.l.f. that Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I finally got my hands on it. This I have in the shade, just give me a second here. I have this one in the shade 2, which is Fair Light. Now this one is being compared to, I'm late to the party, what can I say? This has been like on the YouTube like for the last, I'm going to say a couple of months at least. But I did want to order it online because there's a certain dollar amount you have to spend to order it online, and I just wasn't doing that. So I waited for it to finally get into the store. So that's why it took me probably a little bit longer than other people. But this is being compared to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Now I have that in the shade 3. So hopefully they're a pretty good match. I do really like the Flawless Filter. I put that on, I use it like as a primer, and I find it just gives me a little bit of a glow coming through my foundation. I would say the shades are pretty close. So I think what I'm going to do, because I really want to test it out to see if they're quite comparable, is I'm going to use one side the e.l.f., one side the Charlotte Tilbury. Always give it a good shake. So I'm going to put the Charlotte Tilbury over on this side. And this really is a beautiful product. But let's be honest, the price point is not so nice, right? It's pretty expensive. So I'm going to use my BK Beauty 106. This is just a foundation brush. And I'll use that to blend it into my skin. But this, from what I've heard, the e.l.f. is pretty comparable from watching some of the reviews people have had on it. I always like to gather my own thoughts on a product. And the only thing I did go in with before I went on camera is I did my brows. I just didn't have like a new eyebrow pencil to use. So I did that off camera. All right, so now we're going to go in with the e.l.f. So this is the nice Charlotte Tilbury side. You can see it kind of gives me a glow. And I like just how it just kind of gives my foundation a bit of a boost. So much like the Charlotte Tilbury, where it's a doe foot applicator, the e.l.f. is as well, but it's quite a larger one. So let's just do the same thing over on this side. And it doesn't have like any sort of scent. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my other foundation brush, which is the BK Beauty 101 foundation brush, and I'm going to use that. I just didn't want to mix the two brushes up. But if this can give me the same look that the Charlotte Tilbury does, I will be so happy, because this is such an unbelievable, an affordable price. I can see like that really is giving me some nice glow. Look at that. That's quite beautiful. Okay, so looking at both sides, remember this is the Charlotte Tilbury on this side, this is the e.l.f. And I don't know, you guys, this looks like, look at that glow over here, and then look at the glow here. Like, that is pretty darn close. My goodness. Like, as I'm looking at it in the mirror, that is very close. Wow. I would say that's a dupe. So far, super impressed with the e.l.f. I think it looks fantastic on my skin, and it's giving me a really nice, healthy glow. So fingers crossed that this really works out. So next up, we're going to go in. This was a product that was sent to me in PR, but it has been around forever. And from what I've seen of the product and the reviews that people give it and say about it, that this is supposed to be a phenomenal product. It is sold at Sephora, and it is called the Minimalist. So this is technically not a foundation, and it's not a concealer, but it says it will replace both in your makeup routine. Now, the reason that they sent me this newer one is because they increased the product size. So now you get 1.7 times more than the original size that they used to have. So I was sent the shade Linen. I was hoping that that was going to be the right shade match for me. I don't know, it might be too light, and we'll see, but see how it's basically a stick, and it's supposed to blend in beautifully on the skin. It gives a natural finish from what I understand. It is buildable, it's supposed to be lightweight, and it's supposed to wear throughout the day without any creasing. But when you actually look on like the Sephora website, it gets a phenomenal review. Like, it's like 94% of people will recommend this product. So I'm gonna just kind of go like this. It says that it should the coverage should help with like hyperpigmentation and kind of taking the spots away. So I don't know how much to use at this point, so I'm just gonna kind of go like that. We'll blend it in. I'm gonna blend it in actually with that foundation brush. You can blend it in with your fingers if you want. You can do more of like, if you just want to do like more like spot coverage. If you're not familiar with Merit, they are a vegan company. They started, I'm going to say, I'm just taking a stab in the dark. This was like a couple of years ago that they started their company, but they really do have some beautiful products. I have a couple of their lipsticks, which are just gorgeous. So you know what? I am going to go in and use it as a concealer. I'm curious to see what it's going to look like. I mean, I'm pretty dark under the eyes, so it really takes a good concealer to hide any of that dark pigmentation. I'm going to go in with the Angie Hot and Flashy. This is the A506, the concealer brush. So it does I'm going to say like an okay job for concealer. Like, if you don't have a lot of dark pigmentation, this would probably be really fantastic for you. But just because I have that darkness, it takes a little bit of a stronger concealer to work for me. And keep in mind, I didn't use like any color corrector. I just kind of wanted to see how the product was going to work today. So really impressed actually with this complexion stick. I think the shade match was actually a really good shade match for me. And it does a pretty decent job of covering up. I'm surprised actually. I thought it was going to be more more of a lighter coverage. So I'm really pleased that it did such a nice job over my hyperpigmentation. I think that's lovely. I blended in so easily. Oh my goodness. Like just to blend it in with your fingers, I can see, like, watch, if I go like this. So if I put it right there and watch, all you do, like, just go like this and look at how easy that is to blend in. So this is great for like if somebody wants to do more of like a natural look, or for traveling. This is great because it's not a liquid, so because it's a stick, you can just put that in your carry-on luggage. So I think this is really lovely. This is the first time I've ever used the complexion stick. I think it did a great job. Super impressed with that. Next, we're gonna go in with I'm gonna try out a concealer just because I want a little bit more coverage from that stick. So we're going to go in with a new concealer. It's the actual Sephora brand concealer, and it's a new one. It's called the Best Skin Ever Full Coverage Multi-Use Concealer. So I'm hoping it's not going to get cakey just because I do have a little bit of that product underneath my eyes already. I did pick up the shade 11.5p. I was in the store to do my own shade matching. And I really like the Sephora foundation. I think that's a lovely product. That's one of my favorite foundations. And considering that this is from Sephora, this is a pretty decent price. So this does retail for $19 Canadian, which isn't a bad price for a full coverage concealer. And it comes in a ton of shades. Just a regular doe foot applicator. So I'm going to put just a tiny little bit, just because I do have, like I said, I have that other product under my eye. I don't want it getting all cakey. I'm just going to put it where I'm the darkest, which is right in the corners. I'm going to go in with that, again, that Angie Hot and Flashy concealer brush. Just so you know, BK Beauty is having an anniversary sale. They launched the Angie Hot and Flashy whole brush collection. I believe it was September 23rd of last year. And so they're having an anniversary sale this year. So from September 19th until September 23rd, you can get the Angie Hot and Flashy collection, like I have the whole collection right here. There's 7 brushes included in it. It applies to the whole collection, not individual Angie Hot and Flashy brushes, but you get 20% off, which is a phenomenal deal. The brushes, the whole set is $125 American, but honest to goodness, I think that is totally worth it for the amount of brushes that you get. And I like how they are specifically designed for mature skin. Like this concealer brush is so soft. There's no tugging, like when I'm working the concealer into my on my under eyes. It's not tugging on my under eye at all. And all the brushes are so soft. So if you are interested in the sale, and this isn't like an affiliate link or anything like that. It's the like if you go onto the website, I'll insert the link down below. Just if you go onto the website, and it's 20% off for the whole set. But I honest to goodness think that they are worth it. Beautiful, beautiful brushes, I should say. And at this point, they have sold over. So in the year, they have sold over 100,000 of these Angie Hot and Flashy brushes. That is amazing. So that's it. That concealer is quite nice. See how it's covered up that darkness a little bit better for me? Yeah, that's done a much better job. I'm just going to use the concealer on my lids as my primer for my eyes. That I'm just going to blend it in with my finger. All right, super impressed with how the whole look is coming so far. I love the look of that complexion stick. The concealer's doing a nice job. I'm not getting those little shark fins in the corner yet. So that's always a big plus for me. If I don't get those little like folds of skin right in the very corner, that I always know that then that's a really good concealer. I'm not going to powder anything right now. I just want to kind of see how everything is just going to sit on my skin. We're going to go in with eyeshadow. So I thought these were really cute and perfect for like throwing into your makeup bag. This is the little Maybelline. These are called shadow blocks. And there was a whole bunch of different shades. I don't know exactly what shade this is. It doesn't really say like on the back or anything. It just says it's number 20. But from what I can kind of see, they're more of like neutrals. There's like some browns, some kind of like a deep rose colors. So they come as little stacks. Like there's three different stacks. So there's a dark shade, there's a little shimmer shade, and then there is like a transition kind of shade. So I'm just going to use it as those. I'm really curious to see how this is going to turn out. So I'm going to go in with my Angie Hot and Flashy. This is the 503. It's like a blender brush. really nice, soft, fluffy brush. And we're going to start with that nice dusty rose color. I just want more of like a neutral look today. But these looked really cute. I don't know about you guys, but fall is coming really quick here. I love fall. Fall is one of my favorite seasons. I think it's such a nice transition from summer into winter. I love fall clothes. I love the colors of fall. I love doing makeup look, like fall makeup looks. So it's one of my favorite seasons, and I love the temperature. Like the temperature just is beautiful. It is like not too hot, but it's just a nice, at least here in Canada where I am on the West Coast. Now what I'm going to try and do, I don't know if I can, when I'm filming this, I'm hoping to get it out over the next couple of days. I'll get my editing done, but I may have to miss a weekend, just so you guys know. We're coming up to where I had told you guys in a previous video, we're going away for my wedding anniversary. So that's going to be happening next weekend. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get any filming done before that. So just be aware I may have to skip a weekend, but just know that's why I'm going to be going away. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with that really dark shade. I'm going to use the Angie Hot and Flashy 502. This is just like a crease shader brush. Very precise. I love this one for working the creases. And you know what? I'm not getting like a lot of fallout with this, so that's very positive from a like a drugstore eyeshadow. So I want to put this right above my crease. Like I don't want to put it right into my crease because then it's just going to get hidden. So I'm putting it right above the crease, and then I'm going to take a little bit more and work that right into the corner, the outer corner. So they blended in quite nicely. They're not chalky, and they're not like really hard to blend in, which I really appreciate. So we're going to go in with that third shade now, which is a little bit of a sparkly look, and I'm just going to use my finger, and it's more like a coppery color, and I'm going to put that right on the inner corner, right to about halfway on my lid. This is definitely, I didn't know kind of what I was going to be, like what kind of look, because I didn't really know what the colors looked like in the palette. But this is definitely giving me some fall vibes. There, that's quite pretty. I really like that. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go off camera. I don't have any new like eyeliners, mascaras, lashes, anything like that. So I'm just going to quickly go off camera, do all that, and I will be right back. Okay, so eyes are complete. I will have everything that I've used down in the description box like I usually do. Everything will be linked and listed and everything. So next we're going to go in with bronzer. This one I am really, really excited to try, and I've heard really good things about it. It is also something that I got in PR from Merit, and it is the Merit Bronze Balm. When I looked, I have this in the shade Clay. When I went onto the Sephora website, I was curious to see what the reviews, like what people were saying about this. It gets a 4.9 out of 5 stars. Like that is incredible, guys. Like seriously, that is incredible for a product to get that kind of thumbs up. So this is supposed to give you a sheer buildable coverage, add some warmth to your skin, give it a little bit of depth. You can use it as a contour, bronzer. I'm using it as a bronzer, but it comes in this beautiful packaging. It's such a unique type of product. Like, look at how beautiful that is. So I'm hoping this was the right shade. It was kind of hard to pick a shade when you're doing it online, but it just twists up. So I'm going to just apply it here where I would normally put bronzer. Well, that's a nice shade. That's a beautiful shade, actually. And I think what I'll do is blend it in with my finger because it's supposed to be like super blendable. Oh, yeah. Like, look at how easy that blended in. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Wow. I mean, you can use a brush if you want, but just using your fingers is great. Wow, that's gorgeous. And see how it's just giving you like a nice subtle kind of coverage. So I'm going to put it where I would normally put my bronzer. I would normally put it around my hairline, and I'll add a little bit more here. I'm going to put some down along my jawline. I'm going to put a bit more because I want just a tiny bit more coverage, and I would usually put a little bit on my nose. Okay, so now let's give this a test to see how it will blend in with like a brush. So I'm just going to use that BK Beauty, the 106 foundation brush. I like using this brush just for different things all the time. It's not necessarily I use it just for foundation. Let's see, look at how easily it blends in with the brush too. Oh, that is just gorgeous. And I love how it's giving me like just subtle coverage. It's not like stark at all. It's blending in like a dream. Wow. That is gorgeous. Look at that. And it looks like makes your skin look beautiful. Oh, and I want to say thank you so much. In my last video, I asked you guys if you wanted like to see my kind of like my number one products for skincare because I have a lot of them, and so many of you reached out. Thank you so much for getting back to me. I love that, and that so many said yes, please. You would like to see skincare. So I'm working on that. I'm just trying to gather all my thoughts, get it created, kind of get my script going, and I will definitely have that coming up pretty quick. Oh, I think that did lovely. Look at my hairline, it blended in. My cheeks, it's a very subtle bronzer, blended in beautifully on my nose. That is gorgeous. Okay, that is a gorgeous, gorgeous bronzer. Wow, I love how creamy it was. All right, so that turned out lovely, really lovely. Next, we're gonna go in with, I've never had something like this before. It looked interesting. It's the Pixi On The Glow blush. I haven't had it. It's like a stick. And this one is in the shade Fleur. So it's like a nice, like a pink shade. I didn't know what to think of this, but I saw it and I was like, let's give this a try. So it's very, very pretty packaging. And it's it almost looks like a deodorant. It has that little plastic part on the top. And like, look at this. Oh, so you twist it, and it clicks when you twist it. But look at that. Isn't that just very unique? So I think what I'm going to do, I don't want to put it right directly onto my cheek because I don't want anything lifting up from all of the other products I have on. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. Look at that beautiful shade. Oh my goodness, that's gorgeous. Okay, so then I'm going to take my fingers. It just basically says to apply it with your fingers. So I'm going to take that off and pat it on. Oh yeah, that's working. You can kind of see the pink showing through. And it says you can use it like on your lips as well. Well, that's lovely. That's very unique. So now usually when there's like a cream, I don't want to be mixing like creams, powders, all that sort of stuff. So that's why I wanted to go with more of like a cream formula on my cheeks. So I'm just going to put a bit more. That's very unique. I like that. I mean, you can certainly use it and put it like directly right onto your cheek. But like I said, I wasn't sure if it was going to lift anything up from all the other products underneath there. There was a couple other shades. I just really like this one for my skin tone. Well, let's give this a try. It says you can put it on your lips. So I'm just going to take a little bit like that. Just kind of gives you a little bit of pinkness. All right, those two products together worked really nicely, so I'm quite pleased with that. I don't have like a new lip liner, so I just quickly went through and just lined my lips with another lip liner. But the lipstick I'm trying today it was like a little collection that came out by Physicians Formula. So this one in particular is called The Princess, and it's by the Breakfast Club. They had a Breakfast Club collection out. This shade really resonated with me because it's a very pretty shade. It's called Get Real, and I loved just the shade. It's more of like a dusty rose, because you don't usually see Physicians Formula doesn't have a lot of lipstick, so that's why I wanted to grab this. Very like a pink, so it's not exactly fall because fall is more darker. But that's really nice. I like that. Very moisturizing. So hopefully they still have, like, I bought this about, I'm going to say 3 weeks ago. So hopefully there is still some parts of the collection that are out there. I'll try and link them down below. And then for highlighter today, I am going to go in with the e.l.f. the Halo Glow, because you can use this as a highlighter as well. I'm not going to put it directly on my cheek because that's going to be probably too much. I will put it on the back of my hand though, and I'll just use my finger to blend it in. So I just have it on the back of my hand. I'm just going to pick up a little bit there and put it right along. I probably need, I'm going to say probably need like a bit of the next shade. There is a shade that's one shade lighter than this one, and I'd probably get that one for my highlighting. You can just see how it's highlighting my cheekbone. Very subtle. which if you like a more of a subtle highlighter, you'll like this. And I'm just going to take a little bit down my nose. Yes, that's very nice. Love just, you can see how it's just highlighted up that area. Very pretty. I am so impressed with so many of these products, and I think that they really do live up to the hype. The few ones that have gone viral on TikTok and all those ones. So the first one I'm really impressed with is this e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. In my opinion, I think this is an absolute dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury. The glowiness that it's giving me, like you can clearly see that glowiness. Like I said, I didn't use any powder. I really wanted to focus on the products today and not kind of diminish them at all. So I mean, look at how beautiful that is making my skin glow. Now, if you're somebody that doesn't like a really glowy look, then you'd probably use a little bit of powder, or if you have like more oily skin, you'd want to use a powder. But I think if you have like a really dry, mature skin, I think you would really like this. So this gets a huge thumbs up from me. The next products, and I'm gonna say no, this isn't because they were sent in PR. I just think that when you look up these two products, the Bronze Glow Balm and then the Complexion Stick by both products by Merit, I can really see why they get the huge review that they do when you go onto Sephora, and even when you go onto like other websites about them. Merit always gets just glowing reviews. Whoever has tried them, they just absolutely love them. So if you are able to, I would highly suggest this, the Complexion Stick. Beautiful. My skin just looks, I think between the glow from the e.l.f. and this, like my skin just looks so healthy and hydrated. I love that. And then the bronzer, I am just in love with this bronzer. I love how subtle it was putting it on, how easy it was to blend in. You don't need brushes. You can just use your fingers, which is fantastic. So I think this is wonderful. And then the other product that I'm actually quite impressed with, I've been keeping an eye on it under my eyes. My eyes look super hydrated, and that Sephora Best Ever Skin or Best Skin Ever Full Coverage Concealer. Full Coverage Concealers always concern me a little bit because those are the ones that I find either make me look really cakey under the eye or just accentuate all of my fine lines. But so far, this is not, I'm going to come a little closer for you guys. So far, it is not giving me like that really dry look under my eyes. It's not giving me the little, like the little dry patches under my eye. And the coverage is fantastic. I don't see like that dark pigmentation poking through. So this is getting a big thumbs up for me. I was hoping that it would be a positive for me because like I said to you in the video, I really enjoy the foundation version of this. So I am really happy that how it has all turned out. And if you're not already, I would love for you to consider subscribing to my channel and becoming a little part of my world here on YouTube. Make sure to hit that little notification bell right beside it, and that way you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. That also helps my channel out a lot. As mentioned earlier, everything is listed and linked down in the description box. Just click the Show More button and the description box should automatically open up for you guys. Don't forget about the Angie Hot and Flashy brush collection that they will be having on sale from September 19th to the 23rd. 20% off the actual brush collection, not individual brushes. But like I said, I believe that these are well worth it. Any of the BK Beauty brushes I think are fantastic, but these ones in particular, because they are specifically designed for our mature skin, they're soft. There's no tugging on your eyes when you use the eyeshadow brushes, the concealer brushes. This brush for your blush is fantastic. So highly recommend if you can grab a set. I highly recommend it. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye.